All right. Okay, I'm finally testing. Hold on. Shit. Okay, I can't see myself. Shit. Okay. I think I finally got this to work. So to completely waste time and and make sure this is on the up and up, I think I'm gonna read through that Joss Whedon Wonder Woman script and just crack on it a little bit for my own enjoyment. When I first read it, I only got like 9 pages into it until I thought, you know what, this is bullshit. This is really bad. I mean, there's like in the first 9 pages, there's so many inconsistencies and shitty dialogue and just there's a lot of dumb shit. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Just gotta do something. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, let's start this. Okay. Fuck. In the time of the ancient Greeks, the most powerful warriors on earth were the Amazon women. Proud, mighty, and cunning, they were never defeated in battle. Legend tells that Ares, god of war, grew jealous of their power and had them imprisoned, their wrists bound in mystical chains that robbed the Amazons of all their power. Shamed and imperiled, the Amazon queen Hippopotamus prayed to Athena, god of wisdom, for deliverance from their slavery. Okay, now there's already a problem here. Like at first, they're the most powerful, the strongest, they're the baddest bitches in the fucking universe, and then the very next, not even next paragraph, like the next sentence, they're being defeated by Ares. And there's really no explanation as to why, like how they're able to be overpowered by this dude. Like in the like I saw the movie, the one that came out recently, and they lay it all out for you. Like, okay, they're powerful warriors. Ares tried to fuck them up. Ares lost, and then he was banished to some motherfucking place. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it, but he was banished some fucking place, and like that was it. And then basically they had a lot of peace and prosperity for a while until some shit happened, and he came back by chance. I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been like weeks since I've seen this movie, but that's what happened. But like, there's no explanation here. Like they were fought by Ares and they were defeated, and then some bitch prayed to their god, and then they banished from the earth. They vanished from the earth or whatever. Okay, so that's vague. Like it's really vague. It's like, oh yeah, they're the baddest bitches on earth. They were defeated by this asshole. Some bitch prayed to some guy or girl, and then they vanished. And now we cut to Steve Trevor, whatever the fuck. It's so confusing when a character has two fucking first names. I can't stand that shit. Whatever, like this is the rest of it. It cuts to this, like Steve and Trevor, for some fucking reason, it's in his point of view. Don't know why. I mean, doesn't make any real sense, because then they're gonna have to switch it to be in Diana's point of view, and it's her fucking movie. So yeah, that's kind of stupid right off the bat. Yeah, basically this whole thing outlines. Yeah, he's on a plane. They're having some problems. Groundlings, this is Lame Duck. Come back. This Lame Duck. I got to force gazillion hurricane in my face. Scorching pop. Grinding on his. Stop wondering where he is. He tanks. Skip. River takes. Okay. I think we're in a nice little place now. The river takes a sharp turn, and the plane heaves off to the side, taking out trees, bucking brutally. Steve's chair wrenches out of its mooring, and he tumbles back, strapped and helpless, and bounces off walls and huge metal boxes. Plane spins, hitting and climbing. As he settles, the camera moves above it, and then past it. Terrible wrench, fine metal sound. Looking around way out of this. The thump on the roof makes him jump. I think this is where she comes in. He looks up, not understanding what he's hearing. Then there is another. Something's on top of the plane. His eyes fearfully follow the sound as it moves up the plane. He looks about for something to defend himself with. Something tugs at the door. Steve watches as with an agonizing screech. It gives a bit and a bit more. Angle, the door is pulled right off its hinges, and there stands the silhouetted girl in the archaic white shift, peering into the plane as the door continues to swirl in the air behind her, finally dropping out of sight as she steps tentatively into the plane, and we hear a distant splash, close in on the girl. To say she's beautiful is almost to miss the point. She is elemental, as natural and wild as the luminous flora surrounding. Her dark hair waterfalls to the shoulders in her soft arcs and curls. This is like fucking fan fiction. Oh my god. Her body curvaceous but taut as a drawn bow. She wears fuck. She wears burnished metal bracelets on both wrists, wide and intricately detailed. Her shift is of another era. We'd call it ancient Greek. She is barefoot. She looks about her with intense curiosity, her face coming out of silhouette and into the light even as she concludes. It's hollow. Like, okay, sorry, we're going to stop right there. Already I got a problem with this. So, like, she crawls, her first introduction, like, she crawls on top of the plane for some fucking reason. It's like that scene out of Halloween, where Michael Myers is crawling right on top of the car and pokes his arm inside the window to catch that nurse chick. It's like that. And like, okay, why would she do that? Like, it looks like they're trying to portray her like some kind of Tarzan type character, like a female Tarzan. And I don't get that. She's civil. Their community in Themyscira is very civilized and dignified. So why the fuck would she do that? Like, I get it. She doesn't know exactly what a plane is because, well, I don't know, because like they know, they read shit. Because in the movie they say they're cultured, they read shit, they know about certain things. All right, so I don't know how she doesn't know what a plane is. I mean, because she comes up to him and says, she looks inside, like, oh, it's hollow. Like, yeah, bitch. I'm sure you saw windows before you busted the door open. So, how do you not know that? I mean, she's coming off kind of stupid and kind of primitive, and they're not primitive. They're cultured warriors. Like, they gotta be warriors, but they're not mindless drones. And that's the point I'm coming to with this, because she seems kind of just slow. She seems so slow to me. All right, let's continue on this. As she steps in a bit more, Steve gets a look at her. This is definitely not what he expected. Yeah, I'm sure you expected to fucking live or die. When you crash land on an island, yeah, naturally you're not going to expect a hot chick coming up to you. And like, this is definitely not what he expected. Like, no fucking shit. Anyway, and Steve says, "Hey." She starts at his voice. Like, really? Why would she be startled by his voice? She's a warrior. She's like this celestial. She's an Amazon warrior. Been trained by the best. Why the fuck is she startled by some random dude's voice? Is it because he's a dude? That still makes no fucking sense. Anyway, instinctively moving back toward the doorway, though more in strategy than startlement. Yeah, whatever. You said start. That's short for startle, you dumbass. Anyway. Steve continuing. Wait, no. I need help. I'm stuck here. Do you speak English? She steps in, checking out his plate. Steve continuing. Hi, yeah, it's my leg. It's pinned. As she approaches. If you could get to a phone, get some equipment here to squatting. She pulls the box off him with one hand, never even looking at it as she tosses it back up onto a shelf. She stares at him intently. Diana says, "You look horrible." And Steve says, "The leg's okay, but I think my wrist is broken." And Diana says, "Know your face, it's so..." She can't find the word, but her gesturing to her own chin might indicate it's the stubble that's throwing her off. Oh, yeah, see, get it? Facial hair, he's a dude, so he's ugly. It's really stellar fucking writing, Whedon. Anyway. Well, I crashed, you know. I didn't have time to gussy up. This is like a bad fucking... See, this is like... I don't care how good the writing is on Supergirl. I don't care how good the writing is for Supergirl now. But the first few episodes, like, that was This level of writing is like what the first few episodes of Supergirl was. Like, just terrible. Just so corny. And, like, just, ugh. Anyway, Diana says, I saw your glider doesn't seem to understand the air very well. Every line, like, angers me. Okay. Steve says, Storm fried my engine. I didn't even think I was gonna make it. Quietly, actually, I'm not entirely sure I did. She reaches for his face, touches it. Realization breaks her face into a wondrous grin. You're a man. And Steve says, wow, no getting anything past you. Like, so they're already treating her like a retard. Like, I don't. Already, like, she's the main character, superhero, dignified Amazon goddess warrior, bad bitch, and like they're treating her like she's like she's Tarzan or some shit. Like, she's like, I mean, Tarzan is cool too, but there's a difference. There's a vast difference between Tarzan and fucking Wonder Woman. I mean, Tarzan, like, yeah, he was technically he was kind of dumb. He didn't have this. He didn't have normal level intelligence, so it made sense. But like, the Amazons are intelligent. They're just like it's just they have wide eye. Of course, they would have wide eyed aloof if they were to come to modern day times. But they're not retards. They're not idiots. That's why this. Bleh. Oh my god, I'm already suffering. Okay. And Steve says, "Who are you?" And Diana says, "Well, Diana." And Steve says, "Steve Trevor. It's nice to like." Why does he keep saying He talks like some fucking douchebag. The plane lurches again, breaking the spell. Breaking the spell, not a little. Okay, whatever. Steve, we gotta get out of here. She slides her arm around him gracefully, pulling them both up and moving to the door. He looks down at the abyss. Steve continuing, whoa, no, not a plan here. She grabs his shirt front and sticks him out over the ravine. Okay, we're outside the plane now. And then Steve says, no, wait, Jesus. And Diana's like, it's all right. It's not all right. Diana says, try to roll. Watch your arm. And Steve says, roll where? She heaves. I mean, he's supposed to be a spy for, he's supposed to be some kind of hot shit spy, soldier, or whatever you want to call it. And he doesn't really look that good either. Like, they're like these two, they're just both, they're kind of like, Okay, wait, hang on a second. Just one brief intermission. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Okay. Where the fuck did I leave off? Roller. Okay. She's him over. He lands on top of the plane. Rolling and sliding and okay. She heaves him up and over. He lands on top of the plane, rolling and sliding till he goes off the other side. He lands hard, takes a moment to recover, and looks up. Diana says from the doorway, "You feel safer now?" Eh. Steve has 15 sharp, gleaming spears in a semicircle around his head. They are held by 15 women. Oh, okay. They are held by 15 women, armored and helmeted in the Greek style, backlit enough to be dark and almost inhuman. Okay. And Steve says, "Maybe." Okay. Dialogue. I think that's what supposed to pass as naturalistic dialogue, I guess. Okay. They march, their feet tromping with grim precision. They have encircled him and bound his wrists with rope. Diana walks beside him, staring at the enormous, austere Hephaestia, captain of the guard, who holds the other end of the rope that leads the captive Steve. Steve says, "Look, I want to use a phone. I've got important supplies on my plane. There's people waiting." Hephaestia yanks his rope and he goes to his knees. Diana goes, "Hephaestia!" She moves to help him up. He stands and continues walking. Steve goes, did any of you guys hear about the 20th century? It just happened. It was so cool." Like, really? You're gonna be sassy when like you're really close to being fucking dead? I mean, they could kill you at any second, and you're sassing them. Whatever. Okay, Diana. Diana says, This is not as it should be. I'll make it right." And Hephaestus says, "It is not to be spoken to." They refer to Steve as an it, like he's some kind of monster or some shit. But you see what I'm saying? They're making them sound primitive, like primitive assholes. Like, I get it. In the movie, they were, wary of him, and they didn't treat him all that kindly when they first met him, but they had reason for that. And they kind of have reason here too, but the way they're going about it is just cruel. It's like, how are we supposed to endear ourselves to these characters, and like they're treating him like he's a piece of shit? Like, like, it is not to be it, really. Like, I get it. They're trying to. Oh god, they're trying to make men like the enemy of the story already. Like, I get it. Like, I mean, I kind of get it, but I don't like. It's so fucking. And then Diana goes, "You overstep your authority." Oh shit, wrong voice. Diana, "You overstep your authority, Hephaestia." And then Hephaestia turning to her, or turning on her, "And you have broken the first law. How do you think the queen will take that?" And Diana goes, "That's my concern." "Yes, it is." "Yes, it is. By all rights, your fate should be his." Okay, are you threatening to kill the queen's daughter? Like, already? Or is Hephaestia the queen? I totally fucking forgot. Shit. But anyway, you're threatening to kill her just because like she's defending this guy. I mean, it's just, oh. Anyway, whatever. Moving on. And Hephaestus like, yeah. Oh wait, no, I skipped that. Okay, and Diana goes in her face, all up in her face, girl. And who will administer my fate? You. Cha. Ha. Kava. Hephaestia backs off, turns, and begins marching again. And Hephaestia, she goes, "You should have killed it." Oh my god, it's just... Even King Triton from The Little Mermaid was more hospitable to human beings than this. Like, he didn't refer to humans as it just because he didn't like them. I mean, damn. Even he had some civility. Yeah, I think you probably heard me blow my nose. That's such a lovely live stream, I'm conducting here, isn't it? Anyway. Okay, and Diana goes to say, I will not kill a helpless human. And Steve goes, for the record, I'm not helpless. I'm just biding my time till I wake up. The last trails off. This last trails off as they reach the top of the hill and look out at Themyscira. It's a Greek vision. It's a vision of a city nestled in the lush green hills. Greek in many aspects, it has an organic look that is particular to the Amazons, not just straight stone columns. More than 100 women are visible, walking, talking, weaving, foraging. There is an arena near the bottom with women training at games and sword play. As our gaze sweeps over the city, it lands on the top of the hill where the Queen's court sits. It's wide, open, majestic, but not gaudy. And Steve says, in a whisper, where the hell am I? Like, you didn't fucking ask that. Or why didn't you ask this earlier? When you saw this chick walk up in fucking armor. Like, a beautiful woman just pops up and saves you from a plane. Like, rips the door right off its hinges. And you don't ask that then? Yeah, oh, that's right, because you were so fucking booty blinded. You couldn't fucking be bothered. Right, yeah, okay. Oh, so now, okay, so our female protagonist is basically Tarzan, which isn't right for the kid. She should be like a female Thor, but smarter and a lot more dignified. But they turn her into like Tarzan. Okay, and our male protagonist is a fucking dude bro who cares more about titties than his own surroundings and getting back to his homeland. Like, what the fuck? Are you fucking stupid? We're on page 10. I was at page 9. But now it's like you could tell it's just getting dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber by the second. All right, let's continue. Steve continuing, like, okay. And Diana says, this is Themyscira home. And Steve says, where's home? Wait, who's home? What the who's home? Who the fuck do you think? The people that got you tied up, dragging you up a motherfucking hill, you idiot. Who's home? Ah. Who's home? Really? Oh, whatever. This is just so dumb. It's dumb. It's really dumb. Like, who's home? And Diana says, the Amazons. And then Steve, looking at her, the Amazons are a legend. Oh, shit. Wrong voice. The Amazons are a legend. And then Diana goes, we are? Considers, good. We should be. Okay, why? What was the point of that statement? I don't know. Anyway. Exterior within the city a bit later. They pass by open shops, but there is little commerce being done as every eye locks on the man being led by. Steve says to Diana, the Amazons were Greek and ancient. How can you speak my language? And then Diana goes, all languages come from the same place. Okay. You plan on explaining what that fucking place is? Is it Joss Whedon's ass? Like, what? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. All languages come from the same place. D's nuts. It's basically, that's all you can do. It's like, that's the explanation. Just say D's nuts every time. Every time you're wondering to yourself, like whenever you're wondering to yourself when you're reading the script, okay, what does that mean? And just say D's nuts, and it becomes 100% more bearable. Anyway. Okay, a girlfriend of Diana's. Oh, Ethera, Ethel. I'm just gonna call her Ethel. Fuck it. Ethel, more student than athlete, and very lovely, hurries gracefully to her side. Like, you're not even gonna describe her looks. I mean, you describe Diana's. Okay, whatever. Ethel says, "Diana, is that really a?" Steve goes, "Steve, I'm a Steve." Oh God. My God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, there's too much. Like, this is, now I know who really fucked up the Avengers when it comes to all the joke telling. It was Joss Whedon. It had to be him. Because, like, you cannot go a fucking page without one fucking joke. Shut up. Nigga, you might die. And you were off doing spy shit, and you got derailed by a storm, and you crash landed on this place that couldn't possibly fucking exist, and you keep making with the funnies. Shut the fuck up. Oh, and Ethel goes, "This is unbelievable. What's to be done with him?" And Hephaestus is like, that's for the queen to decide. Diana says, "Come with us to the court." Ethel says, it never occurred to me not to. She falls into step, whispering into Diana's ear. Diana looks briefly shocked. Ethel, continuing, says, "Well, I would have, while you can." Okay. Right here, I'm going to assume that they're talking about sexual shit. They looked at him, like, Ethel looked at him. She got a little wet, and asked Diana, like, "Diana, do you want to bang this dude? Like, would you bang this dude, or have you banged him yet?" And then Diana says, and of course Diana looks fucking shocked. So I think that was implied by this part. I think that sexual stuff was implied here, which is really, like, really. Like, I get it. She's not, like, Ethel isn't a warrior. She's not. She's more she's more brains and brawn. But they're all supposed to be cultured, more worried about. They're supposed to be more evolved. Like, if she's sitting over here whispering in her fucking ear, like, "Oh my God, have you gargled his dick yet?" Really? Really? Are we really doing that? Like, first dude they've seen in I don't know how long, and her first thought is not that he's a threat, not that he might bring other threats with him. It's like, no. Does he, like, no? Does he have a 9-inch cock? Does he have a, like, I want to bounce up and down on his dick? That's her first fucking thought. That is her first thought out of all this shit. And that's just well, that's kind of, that's fucked up. Oh, anyway. Okay, hang on a second. All right. Okay, interior, Queen's Chamber, afternoon. Hippopotamus is every inch a queen, noble, beautiful, thoughtful. She is middle-aged, but very much in her prime. Yeah, because that was fucking. We really needed that explanation. She is approached. Shit. She is approached by Circe, an older woman. Circe is honest and humble, but her eyes pierce well beyond common sight. Circe says, "The guardian returns, my queen," and the hippopotamus is like, "Is it what we thought?" Circe nods, says, "Yes, a man." Hippopotamus says, "All this time, and the gods still mock us." God still bringing these fucking niggas to our... Oh my god. God keep bringing all these niggas to our island. All right. She said, "Alive?" And then Circe goes, "Hephaestia would have killed him on the spot, but she was not the first to find him." This news tightens the centers of Hippopotamus's mouth, but she shows a lighter face as she turns. Hippopotamus says, "Need I bother to ask who it was?" Close on Diana, like, okay, why is it some big, like, yeah, Diana would totally just save someone from a fucking plane crash. No one else would fucking do that shit but her. You're like, okay, whatever. All right, okay. Looking out with defiant reserve, widen to sea. Go to the exterior of the Royal Hall in the afternoon. The huge space is open on all sides of the lush green and shining city around it. Pillars hold up the latticed ceiling, the middle open to the sky. The hippopotamus's throne is a step up from the floor, and she sits in its oh my god, contemplatively. Oh my god, fuck that word. Fuck it. Oh, fuck this word. Fuck it. Okay. Anyway, she's sitting down and she fucking thinking. Fuck it. Ringed about the room are assorted Amazons, counselors, guards, and the curious throng. Steve is on his knees, head low, with Hephaestia by his side to keep him that way. A few paces behind him stands Diana, Ethel at her side. Hippopotamus says to Steve, "Do you know where you are?" Like, did you not fucking hear Diana say they were in Themyscira? Do you know where you are? Like, why didn't you ask him that earlier? He was clearly lucid just like a couple of fucking seconds ago. Ugh. I don't know, man. He was clearly lucid and like cracking jokes and shit a second ago. All right. And Steve says, "No, I got blown off course. I have no idea where I am. And even if I did, I'd be happy to forget." Hippopotamus goes. Hippopotamus goes. Hippopotamus says, "Let him stand." He does, and she approaches him, still staying on the landing that gives her height advantage. Hippopotamus says, continuing, "If we helped you repair your glider and sent you on your way, you would never speak a word. You would never speak, oh, not a word, speak word. Okay. You would never speak word of this place." And Steve goes, "Scout's honor." She whips something at him, a glowing rope she had looped in her hand. It loops around him in an instant, binding to itself with a crack that startles everyone there. He stands the glowing golden rope pinning his arms to his sides. Hippopotamus says, "This rope was woven at Delphi by the oracles, blessed by Athena herself. Within it there can be no lies, no prevarication. You will speak true, motherfucker." And Steve says, "I did, except I wasn't a scout." Anyway, next page. Hippopotamus says, "Were you sent here?" Steve says, "I was blown here by a storm. Nobody. I was blown here by a storm nobody else could see." What? Why could no one else see the storm? I mean, clearly, I think I didn't read all of it, but clearly he was in a storm with other people. I don't know, whatever. Then there are murmurs. There are actual fucking murmurs. Ethel looks at Diana, but she is fixated on the proceedings. And Hippopotamus says, "Where were you headed?" Oh, wait, sorry. "Where were you headed?" And Steve goes, you, oh my God, how the fuck, I'm not pronouncing that. Urine, or Userin, whatever. On the border of Albania, there's a camp of refugees there. My plane, my glider, has food and medical supplies on it. That has food and medical supplies on it that they need. The hippopotamus says, "And if you left," I just keep getting fucking confused for no reason. I don't know why. I'm not used to reading scripts. Hippopotamus says, "And if you left, you would never speak of this place." Like, isn't that supposed to be a question mark there? Whatever. And Steve says, "Never." Hippopotamus goes, "Not for gold, not for power." Like, no, bitch. Damn it. There's no for an answer. And then Steve goes, "No." Hippopotamus goes, "To save your own life." He just keeps going like this. Just accept his fucking no. He said no. Like, he said no. The motherfucker said no. And that's obviously what he means. He says no. Okay, Hippopotamus goes, "You have friends, family. If they were to be killed or tortured, would you betray them?" It's like, he just keeps going with this. Like, okay, all right, if you had a puppy and a kitten and they put a knife to both of them, would you pick one to save your life? And like, shut up. Coke or Pepsi? Paper or plastic? Oh my God. McDonald's or Culver's? Like, it just keeps fucking going. He said no. He said no. And you wrap the rope around him so you know he's telling the truth. So why are you still interrogating him? This is so dumb. She wrapped the lasso of truth around him, right? So he should be telling the truth like that. Like, it should be coming out like a faucet. He has no control. He can't deceive them. So why the fuck are you still questioning him about this shit? He said no. But then Steve, after being asked that really stupid ass question, says, "Oh yeah." Much louder murmurs. Like, oh shit. This motherfucker ain't no joke. Hippopotamus whips the rope off him. It returns to her already coiled. It returns to her already coiled. She moves back to the throne, pondering. Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering? Well, I think so, Bright. But if Steve... All right, fuck it. She turns to address the room. Well, she turns and addresses the room. Sorry. Hippopotamus says, No man may set foot on this island. This is our first and most sacred law. Looking at Steve, the penalty for the penalty for trespass is death. Is death. Wait, no, wait. Let me say it again. The penalty for trespass is death. All right. And then Diana goes back to Diana. She says, "This is upset. This is absurd." And Hippopotamus says, Hippopotamus shoots her a look that would shut anyone else up. Yeah, that's real nice. That's real descriptive. I really got a lot from that. And Hippopotamus says, "Laws mean very little to you, Diana." And Diana says, "Compared to a life, less than little." Oh, okay. Shit. Okay, Hippopotamus says, "The law considers every life. Every woman on this island is under my protection. Thousands of lives to weigh against one." And Steve goes, "Your math's a little off, Your Majesty." Okay. Hephaestia moves threateningly towards him. A slight gesture from the queen stops her. And Steve says, the refugee camp I was headed for, they've been cut off from the mainland for months by border wars. They're sick. They're sick and they're starving. My people have been negotiating and scrounging and bribing to get one relief shipment in. One. You want to kill me? I can't stop you. And I don't really care. But my plane doesn't get where she's going. Wait a minute. But if my plane, see, there's no if there. There should be an if there. But if my plane doesn't get where she's going, there'll be 3 dead for every life you think you're saving. What does your law say about that, huh? Hippopotamus goes, "Your concern is for these refugees." Steve goes, "You want to rope?" Oh my god, I thought that said, for a split second, I thought that said rape. You want to rape me? But no, it says, "You want to rope me?" Okay, whatever. Steve says, "You want to rope me?" And she thinks, approaching him more closely. Hippopotamus says, "And if I told you you must die, but I would ensure these supplies were delivered after?" Steve goes, "I could trust you to do it." Hippopotamus goes, "My word as a queen." Bicycle. A moment he said, wait a minute, wait. Okay, so wait. Did she just promise? Did she really just promise that, "Oh yeah, I'll deliver this shit for you"? Like, how the fuck is she gonna do that? Hold on, let me read that again. Okay, hang on a second. I have the fucking hiccups. God damn it. 1 second. Oh shit. I'll be back 1 second. I have the fucking hiccups. Damn it. Okay, I'm back. Back doing the damn thing and doing a nice little overview of this terrible Wonder Woman script written by the great red-headed orangutan Joss Whedon. And I can't fucking believe it was written by him. Okay. My hiccups are gone, and now we can get back to this bullshit. Okay, like I was saying before, how the fuck is she gonna? Are these Amazons gonna deliver anything? I mean, how are they gonna deliver these supplies for him? Like, they're gonna have to fly the fuck out of there, obviously. And just like, how do they have any knowledge? Like, because they don't really, because remember, they don't have any knowledge of the modern world. At least not how it works, or like planes and shit. So how are they going to deliver these supplies for him if they kill him? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. Anyway, and Steve says, "I could trust you to do it." And Hippopotamus is like, I already said this. Okay. A moment, he stares at her. Steve says, "Deal." Diana says, "No." And Ethel goes, "Diana?" And Diana, I was expecting the Kool-Aid Man to pop up and go, "Oh yeah," because I don't know. Anyway, Diana goes, "This man is no warrior. An Amazon kills in battle, not in bloodless negotiation." Bloodless. I think it's about to get real bloody if they kill his ass, but whatever. Hippopotamus says, "Whether he means to be or not, this man is a threat to our existence." Diana says, "This is not justice." Hippopotamus goes, It is what is necessary. It is my will. It is my will. My will. The growing murmur stops dead. Diana and Hippopotamus stare at each other, each in controlled ire. Hippopotamus turned away to Circe. Hippopotamus continuing, "Make sure he is well housed for the night. Tend his arm." Hippopotamus continues, "Leave us all. I would have words with my daughter." Steve looks at Diana, making the connection just as Hephaestus ungently herds him away. The court empties quickly as Hippopotamus warily sits and Diana steps up to her. Diana says, if you're going to ask me to stand by while," Hippopotamus goes, "What is the first law?" Diana goes, "No man shall set foot on this island." Hippopotamus is like, she looks up and says, "What is the first law?" Diana says quieter, "No man shall set foot on this island unless the Amazon race should perish." I mean, already it's like she shows a little chutzpah, but like, damn, like, that's it. I don't know. It's just, ugh. Hippopotamus says, "We came here to escape the tyranny of..." She holds out her hands as she speaks. She holds out her hands as she speaks, and Diana places hers begrudgingly in them. Hippopotamus turns them palms up as the light glints off Diana's bracelets. Hippopotamus says, continuing, "You wear the symbols of our subjugation, but you don't know what it was like when these were bound and we were powerless. The pain, the shame, the slaughter. No Amazon will ever be bound again." She moves by Diana as they both look out at Angle, Steve being led down the hill. Okay. Hippopotamus continuing. Steve Trevor may be an honest man, but he connects us to a world more brutish and mad than the one we fled. Turning back to her. He cannot peaceably stay, and he cannot, is this supposed to be possibly? Hold on. He cannot peaceably stay, and he cannot be allowed to leave. I've never heard of the word peaceably before. Hold on. I'm going to Google this shit right quick. Is there such word as peaceably? Hang on. I'm going to look this shit up because I don't buy that for a minute. That cannot be a word. Okay, it's supposed to be peaceably. He spelled it wrong. He's supposed to have an E between the C and the A. And all right, so it is a word, but let's look at the definition. Oh, God damn it. To avoid strife or it is not argumentative or hostile. Peaceable person. Okay, so it is a real word, but he did spell it wrong. So there's that. Oh, okay. All right, so let me go back to he cannot peaceably stay here and he cannot be allowed to leave. Do you not see? Then Diana says, eyes locked on Steve. I only see murder. And the hippopotamus goes, your eyes are clouded. Use some Visine, bitch. And Diana goes, they are clear, mother. Maybe for the first time. I'm trying to think in the movie, did Diana come to this conclusion this fucking quickly? I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, I do remember her not wanting Steve to get his ass whooped. But, I don't know. It just seems a little weird, a little rushed. Like, she shouldn't be this fucking accepting this quickly. Okay, moving on. Hang on a second. Okay, she starts to leave. Hippopotamus goes, I envy the luxury of your clarity. Diana stops. I am queen of Themyscira. My responsibilities weigh heavily on me. It's simpler for those who've never had any. And Diana throws her a frustrated look as she goes. Interior, Steve's cell, night. Let's face it, it's really nice. Big, nicely furnished, a big bed, the works. Steve wanders glumly to a table covered with sumptuous fruits and baked goods. He stares at the banquet, picks up a perfect pear. Like, okay. I understand that they're supposed to be it's supposed to be this huge paradise, but their jails are lavish and fully decked with fucking food and shit, like a whole fucking buffet. You kidding me? Okay. Like a whole fucking buffet. You kidding? All right. And Steve says, prison food. She steps out of the shadows behind him. Diana says, holy shit. Why don't you? Diana says, why don't you care? He turns, not particularly surprised to see her. She comes as close as he talks. Wait, she comes close as she talks. There is an attraction between them that neither of them mentions. What? Already? Like, I get it. They're both supposed to be attractive. Like, I'm like, even though this is a 2006 script, like, this has no affiliation with the new movie, I'm still picturing them as, you know, Steve Trevor and Gal Gadot. Like, I'm still picturing them as, like, Chris Pine and Gal Gadot. So I get it. Like, they're both attractive people. I get it. But they're already, like, there's an attraction. Like, I know he was attracted to her, definitely, but she wasn't attracted to him until, like, I don't know, maybe a good half an hour through the movie, maybe halfway through the movie. I'm not sure. But it wasn't until, like, she saw more of him that she wanted to, like, bang the fuck out of him. And, like, yeah, he was always, like, he always kind of had, like, an inkling of, like, he wanted to bang her a little bit, like, but that was surface shit. Like, but underneath that, like, yeah, he had to worry about getting the fuck out of there because he had a job to do. So not like they're talking about, oh, he's so attracted to her. Like, oh, there's attraction that neither could possibly know about. Oh, like, he's being held captive. I don't give a damn how nice his cell is. Like, he should be worried about, oh, are they gonna kill me, instead of, like, how to bang this chick. I'm just, it's just so dumb. Diana goes, if you live or die, do you really not care? And Steve says, is this a rescue? Diana goes, so it matters to you. Steve says, of course it does. It just, there's other stuff that matters more, you know. And Diana goes, tell me. And Steve goes, tell you what? And Diana goes, about your world. Steve says, it's nice, it's round. What do you want? And Diana says, thrown. Yeah, completely thrown. I wonder if there's a reason for your coming, some sign, something for me to learn. Steve says, so my imminent death is, wow, all about you. You know, I really should rest up, though, for the dying. I should really rest up, though, for the dying. Why don't do what? Why don't do this? Why don't you do this another time? I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to mean right here. Like, there's some words missing, some misspellings and shit. Ugh, can't stand it. And basically, I get it. She should be taking this a little more seriously, and, like, the real Diana, like, from the movie that came out, would be. But of course, Joss Whedon made her all fucking retarded, so we got this shit. I mean, he does have some kind of point, but it's like they made her stupid so they can make this point. So Steve could come back with some shit. So Steve could come out of his mouth with some shit like, you're making this all about you. You're making this all about you. We're gonna die. I don't know, whatever. Okay, moving on. Diana goes, but we, and then Steve goes, I'll call you. I mean it. Let's keep in touch. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And Diana goes, shakes her arm off. You make no sense. And Steve says, I thought all languages were as one. Let's keep in touch is American for get the hell out of my face. And Diana goes, I don't like your manner. Steve says, and I don't feature spending my last night on Earth playing Discovery Channel for some bored debutante. Are you fucking joking? Are you joking? Holy shit, this is not good. This is so goddamn aggravating. You have no fucking idea. Oh, hang on a second. I need a sip of water. Fuck. Okay. Okay, and then Diana says, I'm just trying to understand. And then Steve goes, understand what? Diana says, your world. And Steve says, you can't. And Steve goes, can't. Oh my god, this fucking what is this fucking dialogue? Like, someone tell me. Someone say Joss Whedon. And you can't, like, this isn't, no fangirls or fanboys, whatever, whoever, can excuse this shit. This didn't come out before Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It didn't come out before Angel. This came out in 2006. This was only 10 years ago. And only 6 years Avengers. Nobody could fucking excuse this shit. Nobody. What is this horror shit? This is thin, even for the lamest comic book movie. It's thin. Like, this fucking shit is all over the place. What the hell? What the hell? I can't take this shit. I just can't take it. Oh. Okay. All right, wait, hold on a second. Okay. Steve says, all right, we're getting back to the script. If you want to call it a fucking script. Steve says, can't. Is that another new word for you? Means are unable to. Like, what the fuck? Seriously, what? Like, there's no reason for him to be hostile towards Diana. Like, none. Like, I get it. You crash landed here. Now you're being held captive. But your setup isn't really that bad. You got like a whole spread of food and shit. You got a nice little bed to sleep in. And really, Diana hasn't done a goddamn thing to warrant all this fucking hostility. She has done nothing. Nothing! And like I said, not to mention the dialogue is just shit. Oh, it's just anger. It's an anger-inducing. It's really bad. And Diana says, but you don't even... And Steve says, you and I have nothing in common. He crosses back to the banquet table. And Steve says, continuing, has there ever been a day you didn't have everything you wanted? Have you ever been hungry? Chucks the pear to her heart. Are you he throws shit at her? What? Wow. What? She doesn't even get to finish a fucking sentence without him interrupting with some bullshit. And he throws a fucking pear at her. Like, what? Holy shit. Now, I thought people were exaggerating when they said that this script was sexist, but I kind of seen it. Don't get me wrong, both characters are dumb as hell, but it's like, Diana's the main character. Diana is the main fucking character, and she's being treated like some annoying ass side character. Acting like this bitch is Rob Schneider or something. He threw a fucking pear at her. She better beat his ass the next page, or I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna flip the fuck out. She better knock the shit out of him. Okay, so let's continue. Steve continuing says, has there ever been a day you okay. You ever been cold, worked 20-hour days underground for no pay, been spat on, stepped on, shot at? And Steve continues, approaches her again. Your mom is queen of crazy town. Oh, God. Your mom is queen of crazy town, but she's right to be scared. You want to stay as far away from the real world as possible. They eat you alive, princess. Someone help me. I need help. Oh, my God. All right, wait a minute. Wait, just... How is this possible? How do you fuck up a character this badly? Like, I get it. He's on some kind of moral high ground, but, like, this is only, like, the beginning of the fucking movie. It's only, like, this is the script. Like, if this was a movie, this would only be the beginning, and he's already acting fucking indignant. Like, he knows every goddamn thing. And her character, like, she's supposed to be, like, trained in battle. Like, yeah, she hasn't seen a war. Okay, whatever. But she's been trained in battle and all that shit. I know she hasn't showed him that yet. But, like, he's supposed to, like, we're supposed to, like, in the original movie, in the movie that just came out, there's a scene where he sees them fight. And he knows, like, he knows they have ability. And ability as warriors and shit. And in this, is like, he just assumes, like, oh, you're just a bunch of fucking powder puffs who don't go through anything. You don't know about the real world, you little tart bitch. Like, are you joking? Oh my God. What? If there was any doubt that Joss Whedon doesn't have any respect for women, like, this confirms everything, because she's the main character and she's barely had any fucking lines, and it's not because of her steely resolve or her stoic, strong but silent type thing. She hasn't got a fucking word in because this motherfucker ain't shutting up. All right, you know what? I gotta stop. Let me just continue. I'm gonna fucking continue before I get pissed off and just shut this whole thing down. Okay, Diana says, I'm an Amazon. And Steve says, yeah, bend steel with your bare hands. In my world, you wouldn't last a day. What? See, I can't do it. I can't. I thought that I would have a few more lines. I would have a few more lines of dialogue before I start freaking the fuck out again. Are you serious? She can bend shit. She can do a lot more than he can. Like, she's got superhuman strength. But he just scoffs at it like it's nothing. Oh, really, bitch? You can bend metal? You should bend this dick, bitch. Holy shit! Wow, oh God. You can bend this dick, bitch. She can bend steel with, I don't know what Joss Whedon's trying to do here. Is he trying to make men look bad or women look bad? Because there is some kind of agenda here, whether you like to admit it or not, there is. And I think it's both. I think he's like, he has such what's the word I want to use? He's got such repressed, he's got so much repressed anger in women. He's got to make, like, the female lead character look like a fucking tard in her own movie. And then you got Steve, who just sounds like a complete dude bro asshole. So neither of them look good or are being portrayed well at all. There's no, like, real favoritism, but, like, you can tell secretly, like, you can tell secretly who Joss Whedon favors in this conversation. You can tell. You can just fucking tell. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Like, oh my fucking god, are you serious with this shit? It's just a nonstop garbage pile. I can't stand this shit. I really can't. It's just Okay. I need to continue on. I'm about to shit out my own face. Okay. You wouldn't last a day in my world. Okay, and Diana says, then we do have something. Then we do have something in common. She exits. Okay, I guess that was supposed to mean something. Whatever. Yeah, she exits. Exterior, Steve's cell, continuing. As she strides glumly. Oh my god. As she strides glumly away from the room, the guards moving back in front of the doors. We see her at the distance, the camera coming around to find a hippopotamus watching her, concern on her face. Interior temple night. We close on Diana as she enters, lost in unhappy thought. Ethel behind her says, at least tell me you looked at it. What? Okay, she's talking about, I'm gonna read further. She better not be talking about his dick. If she's talking about his fucking dick, I'm gonna plot. I'm gonna go insane. Like, oh my god, she better not be talking about his dick. She better be talking about him and not the dick. I mean, even still, like, it's still stupid dialogue, but like, her only, like, she only cares about his dick. What is up with this character? Ethel is a horny bitch, and that's like, she's supposed to be like a bookworm. She's supposed to be this huge bookworm, but yet the only thing we know about her so far is she likes dick. She really likes dick. Anyway, Ethel wraps her arms around Diana from behind, puts her head on Diana's shoulder. Diana puts her hand over Ethel's, smiling for the first time in a while. Diana says, how did you know I'd be here? And then Ethel goes, what night are you not? Nobody knows you nobody knows you as I do. They think you're just restless. And then Diana breaking away. They think I'm a child, just like him. Oh, they barely know the motherfucker. What are you talking about? Okay, and Ethel says, and you are. Diana says, Ethel, I've had more than, and Ethel says, every night while they sleep, you come here to Athena's temple. What do you ask her for? And Diana goes, I ask what to ask. She's so dumb. To know what I want, to be content. Quiet passion. Oh yeah, okay. This is where Whedon really shows the inner machinations of the female spirit. Get ready, everybody. Get ready. I am not what I should be. I can be more. I was meant to be more. I know it. To do something worthy. Looking off into the distance. I ask Athena what that is. And then Ethel says, and you think she's answered? And then Diana says, turning urgent. Can it be a coincidence that a man should drop straight from the sky after all this time? And Ethel goes, you really think you're the only woman on this island that that Island thinks that her prayer. Oh my God! You really think you're the only woman on this island? Thinks that was her prayer being answered? Okay. And Diana goes, a smile weary and brief. I know nothing. Yeah, that's nice, Whedon. Really hammer into our fucking faces that she's an idiot. I know nothing. Only that now I'm unsettled in my mind as I have always been in my heart. In my heart. And Ethel moves to her, takes her hands. Ethel says, then don't be a child. Don't ask for guidance, for permission. Don't ask anything. Tell Athena what you want. Maybe then you'll hear her reply. Interior temple moments later. Diana is alone, walking to the statue of Athena. We pop back to see the temple is huge, the statue 30 feet high. Shit. Diana kneels before the statue, looking up at it. She bends her head in prayer. We hold on her in near silhouette as a dissolve to the morning, possibly with sped up clouds and shadows. Of course, because you need a cliche to pile onto the shit. Shows that she has not budged an inch. Interior temple morning. She is still looking down when she hears a rustle. Here we come a rustling, here we come a rustling on the floor. In front of her a falcon lights. For a moment they stare at each other. Why am I singing this? The falcon screams. Diana's eyes narrow. Interior. Like so much fucking shit is happening. I have no idea what the hell it is. Interior. Exterior, the royal hall morning. Everyone is gathering. Steve is led forward, wrist bound. Hippopotamus stands. Hippopotamus says, step forward. He does. Hippopotamus continuing, I'm afraid nothing has changed. The sentence stands. Steve says, yeah, I figured. Hands Circe a piece of paper. This is all the information on how to. This is all the information on how to get the supplies to Sully, to Dr. Sullivan. She'll know what to do with them. There's a note there for her. And the guys, it doesn't say anything about this place. For her and the guys, it doesn't say anything about. Oh my God, I totally read that wrong. Whatever. Hippopotamus says, then you are prepared for death. Steve says, stone cold. Is that a joke? Is that a joke? I regret this truly. It will be quick. She nods to Hephaestia, who takes a step forward, and a screech fills the air. Everyone looking about as the same falcon wheels in from above, followed by a dozen others. Amazons look about, duck, not terrified, but cautious. How do you duck cautiously? Like, that's gonna look really stupid on camera. Like you're not afraid, like, oh shit. Like usually when you duck when something's headed towards you, you look kind of scared. You're not terrified, but a little scared. Ducking cautiously would be like, oh shit, here comes something. Put your head up. Like I wish you could see me right now to see what the hell I'm talking about. But it's like just putting your arm over your head, like, oh, okay, shit, there's a bird coming. Everybody get down. Yeah, that's not gonna look good on camera. Whedon, Joss. Yeah, not gonna look good on camera. Okay, let's continue. The first falcon lands on the queen's throne, screeches at her. At the feet of the people, we see huge snakes make their way inside as well. People step aside, and the snakes and falcons effectively create a path through the crowd. The queen says nothing. She knows what's coming. Out of the glare of the sun step two sleek panthers walking side by side up the path like bridesmaids. Steve looks back at them at the queen. Steve, not so cool, says, "You're gonna kill me with panthers? That's not quick!" Then we see her coming behind the cats, swathed in cloth that acts as a robe and a hood. Acts as robe and hood, whatever. Her feet are sandaled in burnished gold, closed at the toe and reaching almost to the knee, a hint of the warrior's garb beneath the robe. The panthers part, the falcons perch. Hippopotamus says, "What is this?" Diana says, "I invoke the right of trial." And the hippopotamus goes, "No, no, I absolutely forbid you to." Diana says, You can't. I don't love the law, mother, but I do know it. No Amazon can be denied the right of trial." Hippopotamus looks down. Steve leans over to oh yeah, Ethel. Okay, Ethel. Steve says, "Trial by what?" Diana pulls off her robe in one swift motion. Uh, Ethel Ethel says, "Combat, of course." Beneath is the outfit. The outfit. The burnished eagle breastplates, the deep red of the cloth bodice, the skirts, a Greek's leather strips low in the middle and cut higher at the hips. Dark blue with diamond-shaped silver inlays, the gold sandals matching the wristbands and tiara, a sword on her hip, which she pulls, pointing at Steve with it. Diana says to the assembled, "This is the law. If I can defeat Themyscira's greatest warrior in single combat, judgment on this man will be mine to render. He will live, return to his world, and I will go with him. With him!" Hippopotamus says, "What did you?" Steve said, "Oh, that's a little error there. It's supposed to be underneath that." Steve says, "Whoa, what?" Now, you know what? Steve says, "Whoa, what?" And Diana says, "If this, if this, if this world of his, if this world of his is truly mad, I would know why. I would know what it is. What it is we. Ugh. Oh my god! See, it's my runny nose. It's really fucking with me right now for some reason. Hold on, be right back. 1 second. 1 second. All right. Oh shit, my fucking. I don't know why, but my voice is starting to get really fucked up. I don't know why. Shit. Alrighty, let's continue. Continue with this sludge. I'm gonna go back here, right here, where Diana says, "If this world of his is truly mad, I would know why. I would know what it is we all fear so terribly." Pointed to Mom. I consider it my responsibility. Hippopotamus says, "Don't do this." Diana says, "My terms are before the court." Circe goes, "A series of..." I don't even know who the fuck this person. I don't even know what voice to do. "A series of games would be necessary to determine." And Diana says, "We can waive that ritual, Circe. We can waive that ritual, Circe. Everyone knows who our greatest warrior is." Hephaestia straightens up, satisfaction undermining her glare. She's waited a long time for this match. Diana says, "Would someone please give my mother a sword?" So she's going to fight her own mother. Oh. All right, whatever. Oh, fucking. Hippopotamus pulls off her own cloaks. Beneath, she too has a fighter's garb, though not as elaborate as Diana's. Circe nods at a girl who sounds a deep bell. Everyone moves back, including Steve and the animals. This part just sounds so fucking ridiculous. Like, what is the point of the Panthers being there? I don't get it. Like, the Panthers and all the Hawks and shit. I don't get why they're there. Why are they there? It sounds like some stupid shit to make the scene more dramatic. Ugh. Anyway. Circe nods at a girl who sounds... Yeah, I read that. Everyone moves back, including... Yeah, I read that. Tight-lipped Hephaestia presents her sword to Hippopotamus. Steve watches as Hippopotamus tests the heft of the sword, twirls it, then turns and points it at her daughter. An ornate chain fence suddenly rises before his face, startling him. Widened to see it rise up on all sides between the two combatants and the audience, coming up out of long slits in the stone. Steve and Ethel wait close to the fence. Ethel says, This must seem strange to you." Steve goes, "No, my mom and I did this all the time." Okay. Humor. Diana and Hippopotamus face each other, each with sword arm out to the side. They bring them in against their chests, blade down, elbow out, and Amazon salute. Then they move. No circling, testing. They're at each other fast as adders snapping. Blades clanging off each other so fast and again, each fighter tough and precise and relentless. In Amazon training, they don't teach retreats. Everywhere Diana strikes, Hippopotamus counters. Diana tries to control the fight through youth and relentless strength, and though she responds with no less, Hippopotamus relies on experience over enthusiasm. Diana gets in close, and Hippopotamus grabs her and throws her a wrestler's throw. Diana, Diana rolling and coming back up with her mother's blade already upon her. Diana finds an opening and slices, ripping only fabric as Hippopotamus leans back. They sweat, they grimace, they strain, but they sweat, they grimace, they strain, but the fight slows down, not a jot. My left eye keeps fucking watering because my left eye keeps watering because my fucking sinuses are clogged. Oh fuck. Anyway, close on the others: Steve, Ethel, Hephaestia. The last being the only one who is enjoying this. Ethel says softly, "Diana, yield." Diana gets the hilt of the sword across the jaw. She uses it to spin into a decapitating swipe that's blocked. Her sword loosened in her hand, and Hippopotamus moves in. A foot planted hard to Diana's stomach sends her to her knees. Her sword knocked aside as Hippopotamus raises hers. Steve says, "No," and brings it down with all her might. Diana's screaming in pain as the sword hits her shoulder and shatters on her skin. For a moment, only the clatter of the shards on stone. Then Diana is back up in a flash, swinging at her mother with brutal force. Hippopotamus blocks and pulls Diana close. And Hippopotamus says, In his world, it may not be the sword that will break. You will be weakened and reviled, daughter. Death is out there. Here you are safe. You're strong. You are a princess, and there they will make you nothing. And there they will make you nothing. Now will you yield?" I mean, I love that the fucking. I know she's supposed to be discouraging Diana from going to the to our world or whatever, to the modern world. But like she's basically saying like you're not going to be strong anywhere else. You can only be strong. You can only be considered strong here. Basically, yeah, like she's saying you ain't gonna be shit anywhere else but here. That's kind of fucked up for a parent to do. I mean, Diana's mom in the comic book in the movie wasn't this fucking like she wasn't this much of a fucking bitch. There's a difference between being a cautious. I mean, there's a difference between being a cautious parent and being a fucking cunt. Jesus. Okay, Diana looks at her with intensity but no malice. Diana says, "I can't." And then Hippopotamus quietly says, "I know." And she steps back, throws her broken sword down. The fences instantly drop, though now they make no sound. We hear nothing but what is between these two as Hippopotamus grabs Diana to her and embraces her fiercely. Both women exhausted and emotional. Hippopotamus kisses her head, takes it in her hands, inches from her face. She whispers urgently, "Remember who you are. They will take everything from you but that." She embraces her again. Exterior, the city, day. From above, we see the chamber. We may think it's the same scene, but Steve's plane roars into frame and heads off the island. It heads off island, whatever. Mm. The camera following it towards the far-off clouds. Interior, plain, day. Steve pilots. Diana kneels in the back, facing away from him. She's in a simple white tunic, which on her is anything but simple. You just can't take a fucking minute. And to the protagonist on her form. On her, it's anything but simple. Like, I mean, on one hand, he does sound like he does, like he is like basically complimenting her form and shit. But he also sounds like a gay fashion designer. She's wearing a white tunic, anything but simple. Like, who gives a rat's ass? Okay, continuing on, opens to show her few belongings, the outfit, a sword, and the gold mother used. She runs her hand along it. It glows, underlighting the certainty and regret she'll not show anyone. Exterior, coast, day. As the plane approaches land, Steve is working the radio. Diana's standing out. We hear Ben's South accent coming in over the static. Ben on the radio. Steve, where the hell have you been? We thought you were lost at sea. And Steve goes, oh, I was lost all right. Tell Griffin he better have a new engine in his kit. I had to put this thing back together with packing tape. How's my approach? And then Ben says, little high, skipper. And then Steve says, tensing, gotcha, weather looks good. Any wind I don't know about? And Ben says, skies are clear. Skies are clear, skipper. Hit the runway early or you'll run out of room. And Steve says, roger that, lame duck out. Turns off the radio. Damn it. And Diana goes, what's wrong? And Steve says, he called me skipper. Now, Diana says, what's that mean? And Steve says, trouble. Diana says, what kind of, like, it just keeps going on like this. All their fucking conversations just keep going on like this. Like, he says something. She says, what? And then Steve's like, oh, bitch. Like, he answers her, and then she's like, okay, what is that? I still don't get it. And then he's like, he just says some vague bullshit, and then, oh, God. Oh, fuck. Just fuck it. All right, wait. Let's just continue. Oh, my God. Okay. What page are we on? We're only on page 28. Oh my God. I already feel like dying. Anyway, external runway day. The lame duck touches down. As it passes, we hold on two men in the foreground, cradling automatic rifles. Soldiers. As the plane comes to a stop, we also see our crew, Ben Mizami, Dr. Moira, Sully Sullivan, and Griffin Thiele, whatever. Ben is, oh shit, hiccups again. Ben is dark-skinned, dignified, and dryly witty. Dryly witty. It just it doesn't fucking sound right. The diplomat of he's the diplomat of the bunch. Sully is Irish, red hair, a bright contrast to Diana's brusque and efficient but warm. A bright contrast to Diana's, brusque and efficient, but warm to the core. Griffin, the mechanic, looks like he should be on a surfboard, and probably often is. Wait a minute. Were surfboards around during the 40s? Does this story take place during the 40s? I totally... Oh, God. I should have read those other pages when he crash landed a little more carefully. But I don't fucking remember, and I don't really give a shit. I'm not going back to read that. I don't... Like, at this point, who gives a fuck? Who really gives a fuck? I'm moving on. I'm moving the fuck on. They emerge from their little tentplex, whatever, looking various shades of concerned. Angle on Major Milan, Goshnak. The cause for their concern, the soldier's leader. He is every inch the petty warlord. Well, I wonder who's going to betray him at the end of in the middle of the story. Interior plane continuing. Steve finishes the approach and hops out of his seat, urging Diana away from the windows. Like, have you noticed all this fucking focus has been on Steve? Diana hasn't had one memorable moment in this fucking story yet. And she's the main goddamn character. Oh, God. Like, the main goddamn character has done nothing noteworthy. And, like, that fight doesn't fucking count. Like, who gives a... I don't really give a rat's ass about that part. But she has done, like, literally jack shit throughout this entire thing so far. Anyway. Okay. Steve finishes the approach and hops out of his seat, urging Diana to go in the window. And Steve says, now look, you stay in here no matter what. You stay here. You stay here. You stay hidden. Got it? You're not ready to deal with these people. No offense. Stay. Yeah, talk to her like a fucking dog, you piece of shit. He exits and she watches him through the window as Sully and Ben come to greet him. Goshnak approaching from a distance. Exterior, runway, continuing. Steve says, Ben, Sully. Sully says, where the hell have you been? Okay. No, wait, that's right. Sully has an Irish accent. Hang on a second. Yeah, Sully has an Irish accent, so he sounds kind of like... Oh my God, I totally forgot to do a fucking Irish accent. Where the hell have you been? And Steve says, eyes on Goshnak, funny story, but with poignant moments and a twist ending. Oh my God. Oh, this insufferable twat. Hello, Major Goshnak. And Goshnak says, you haven't been fair with us, Mr. Trevor. Steve says, my apologies. I had to do repairs on the plane. I barely made it. Goshnak says, my men have been here 2 extra days providing protection for your people, and this vessel is much bigger than you indicated. Very conspicuous. And Steve says, everything's on your list, nothing more, except a few personal items, gifts to safe landing. And Ben says, okay, Ben is the African dude, right? Okay. I am sure we can work out some kind of compensation for the delay as well. And gosh, like, you have no idea what it cost me to keep my men out of the field. So he says, we told you you didn't need to stay. And Goshnak says, you're very naive, Doctor. Without my men to guard, your precious refugees would have turned on you. And Sully says, They're families, Goshnek, and they're starving. They're starving. Ben says, we are grateful for everything you have done. And Goshnek says, and what is your gratitude? A few paltry bribes? Steve goes, they're not paltry. These are quality bribes. Goshnek says, I am at war. I need what is on that plane. And Ben goes, of course, a percentage of blah, 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 blah. And Goshnek goes, all of it. It is mine. The group hesitates, realizing how bad this is getting. Steve says, maybe we should back up. And Goshnek says, maybe I leave your plane, huh? Like it literally says, huh? He shouts something to his men, who come forward and then stop, guns raised. Steve and the others turn to see. Diana is in the doorway, looks around her. Steve grimaces. Sully and Ben look as curious as Goshnek. Sully says, my God, that is a quality bribe. Oh, God, here we go. That is a quality bribe. Okay. Angle Diana as she lowers herself, her bare foot heading for the dirt. Close on her foot as it touches the ground. The moment it does, the trees blow suddenly with whistling wind. The mountains as the same effect ripples through the dense trees for as far as the eye can see. A sailboat on the ocean suddenly puffed of sail. A city seen from ground level as a piece of newspaper whips from the ground, arcing. A dark room where a figure in close. A dark room where a figure in close with his back to us turns slightly, hearing something no one else can. The figure is hard to see, but clearly big and not quite human. Back on the airstrip, the argument continues. Oh, God. Okay, wait a minute. All right, so she comes out of the plane. She comes out of the plane, and they just cut to some fucking scene where they're, like, in a dark room, where, like, I guess the presumed villain is, like, stewing in a fucking corner in the dark, and then they cut right back to the same fucking scene. Okay. I guess that doesn't sound too fucking stupid. Anyway. Back on the airstrip, the argument continues. Goshnek says, who is this? You said nothing of a girl. A girl? Ben says, Steve? Steve says, she's not staying here. Yeah. And then Goshnek says, what are you doing here? Who are you? And Diana says, what are you doing? These people have work to do. Why are you hindering them? And he says, Diana, this is not. Goshnek says, all the goods on that plane are mine. And Diana says, no, they're not. And Goshnek says, do you dare to question my... Really? This was cliche fucking dialogue. That is like... That's from... Not even the most standard paint by numbers villain would in any other movie would say some shit like that. You dare to question my authority? Like, are you serious? This is the cartooniest shit I have heard in a while. Oh my God. Okay, wait. That is so. You dare to question? I can't stop saying it because it's so fun to say. You dare question my authority? And Diana says, "Authority that cannot be questioned should look for a different name." Goshnek pulls his pistol, aims it at Diana's chest. Steve. Okay, wait a minute. Like, we went from 0 to kill in a couple lines. Like, he wants to kill this bitch already? Blaine! Who's just talking shit? Like, okay, like, you cannot tell me from that cheesy ass line to this, you cannot tell me this isn't the villain. This guy's the villain. He's the most mustache twirlingest motherfucker I've seen so far. Oh my god. All right. Let's continue. Let's power through this. Goshnek pulls a pistol, aims it at Diana's chest. Steve tries to step between them, but more soldiers cock their rifles. Steve says, "All right, let's be cool, brah." Goshnek goes, "You bring this whore to insult me? Are you fucking sick?" It just keeps getting worse. It keeps getting progressively worse. You bring this whore to insult me? Oh my god, that's incredible. You bring this whore to insult me? So now we got two hilarious lines from our so not the villain. Yeah, this is like Tarzan. This is like fucking Tarzan. You got the kind of stupid protagonist being brought in by our civilized co-character, and you got some mustache twirling asshole threatening to fucking kill the nigga as soon as he gets there. Yeah, this is like Tarzan. It's all over again. Already wants to do some untoward shit to this motherfucker. But hey, whatever. Let's continue. Diana says, "What did you say?" And Steve says, "Diana, shut up." Diana, shut up. God. To Goshnek, he says, "Nobody's insulting you." And Goshnek says, "I should put you all down like rabid dogs." Oh, holy Christ. And Ben says, "It's going to be fine." And then Diana says, moving towards Goshnek, if you want to challenge me, then be man enough to." And then he shoots her in the chest. She spins slightly with the force of it. How do you spin slightly? You mean you mean the force kind of pushes her back? Like, is that what the fuck you mean? Because how can you spin slightly? You can't spin slightly. Like, it's not fucking possible. Anyway, whatever. She spins slightly with the force of it as everything else freezes, even Goshnek. She puts a hand on her chest, confused. Blood runs over her hand. She drops to her knees. Sully and Steve move to her, but the soldiers all cock and point. Steve says, "Take the plane, take everything, please. Just let us help her." Diana is on her hands and knees, and an unlovely gurgle in her breath. She pushes hard on the unseen wound. A few moments, and she wrenches her hand from her chest, rearing back onto her knees. In her bloody hand, she holds the bullet. She stares at it, standing shakily up. Goshnek backs off a step, freaked. She holds the bullet up to him, furious confusion in her eyes. She looks at Steve. Diana says, "Are you people insane?" Well, no. "Are you people insane?" And down she goes, face first. What? Wait. So as soon as she gets to the modern world. Somebody shoots her in the fucking chest. She's immediately like she drops to her fucking knees. You think she's gonna come back with some badass shit and probably knock the gun out of his hand and punch his fucking face through his skull? But no, what does she do? Like she's like, oh my god, are you people insane? And then she collapses face first. Like a fucking cartoon character. Like this is like boing. Like you could reading that, you could hear the boing when she hits the fucking ground. Oh god, this is so bad. This is so bad. This ain't good, y'all. This is terrible. Like like wow, I didn't expect it to be this fucking. I didn't expect it to be this shitty. I expected shit, but not this much shit. Oh my god, what? Oh fuck. Let's just see how they weasel their way out of this one. Fucking main character hasn't done a goddamn thing of note yet. No badassery, no real gravitas, no real on-screen presence. She's just a like. They might as well call this Steve Trevor and the douchebags. This is not a Wonder Woman movie. This is a Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman movie. This is what the fuck that is. That's what the fuck this is. As soon as she gets to the modern world, she gets fucking shot in the chest and falls face first into the dirt like a fucking asshole. I mean, and before that, she was being talked down to like a fucking. She was getting talked down to like a child for like the whole time. What the hell is this? Oh shit! I hope that Joss Whedon is just directing Batgirl and he's not writing it. If he's writing it, we're all screwed. We're all fucking screwed. We're screwed. You hear me? We are fucking screwed if he is writing the script. Anyway, all right, let me get back to this. Exterior Gateway City, night. The first thing we see is the tower, Spearhead Technologies, gleaming blackly in the night. What? How can something gleam blackly, Mr. Whedon? It doesn't sound like it makes one lick of fucking sense. I guess he means like blackly. I guess what he means by that is like it gleams like gloomily in the night, I guess. I don't know. What the fuck? I don't know. Moving on. The tower dwarfs everything around it, even the other massive downtown buildings, and does resemble the head of a spear. So there's a building that resembles the head of a spear. Okay. I'm picturing it and it looks fucking stupid. Anyway, we arm down and the city rises up before us. Gateway City is massive, great. Eclectic towers sitting on sloping hills. The poorer section is not unlike a rundown version of San Francisco's Chinatown. Damn, shout out to Chinatown. Damn. Joss Whedon just dragged your asses. Wow. So if Chinatown is like, if San Francisco Chinatown wanted some, like a dignified image in Joss Whedon's version, they're shit out of luck. Crumbling and unsafe, but with splashes of color and bohemian charm. The camera continues down, through the street and into an empty subway station. Then even further down to interior tunnels under the city at night. big, dark, and decrepit. Oh my god. Logo in the middle is really distracting. Okay, it's big, dark, and decrepit. Old cracks run off into the darkness of unused tunnels. Ladders and sewer pipe on up for it. Greens the walls. It is, in every sense, a low place. Climbing down a ladder, it's Jeff, an older homeless man and a young man. Ginny Wells, smartly but practically dressed. Jeff. Okay, wait, which one's Jeff? Jeff. People think it's just stories that I'm trying to scare him, that I'm trying to scare him, that I'm and hits his head. It's not working. It's not a working system. Not viable. But Ruiz knows all about it. Ruiz has made his mark. And whatever. I can see this. I can see this is the uninteresting part. Ginny says, "That's Victor Ruiz, right? They said he left the shelter. I saw some of his work." And Jeff says, "It ain't here. Ain't been down here since he finished. There's none of us now. Even the rats are moving up. Guess that's what it. Guess that's what it wants." Jenny says, "What? Who wants?" And Jeff says, "You're not a reporter, are you?" "Yes, I told you that. That's why you brought me here. You have something to show me." Like, okay, what is this? What does any of this mean? Whatever. He leads her into the chamber, holding a hand to stop her. Jeff says, "Slow. You go down, it gets you." Quizzically, she looks down to see angle holes in the floor, eaten away metal, rusted beams, sheets of old wood looking down to an even lower place. She steps carefully towards the wall. Jeff stands below. Then she pops a flare and holds it up. She stares. Drop back wide. To see her before a half graffiti, half American primitive mural depicting a figure in armor on a horse stabbing a giant dragon. Behind them, towers crumble and burn. It's eerie and awkward and very beautiful. Ginny says quietly, "St. George and the dragon. This is just like the drawings. Why did he..." Low rumbling becomes noticeable. Ginny looks up. Ginny continuing, "Train's coming." But Jeff shakes his head and points down. Ginny stares at the holes beneath her feet, and the rumbling grows louder. The space below grows lighter, but not from the harsh beams of a train. The light is red, flickering, and the space appears to be carved out of the earth. A moment, and it roars beneath us. Visibly only in flickers, metal, yes, but with a mouthful of fire and an undulate, rippled body that shoots through the tunnel as fast as a train, screeching unlike anything. Ginny, continuing, "My God!" The white deformed face with bright red teeth and the carved metal skull cap appears right next to hers, grinning horrifically. Wait, what? Strife. And Strife says, Strife, which I'm guessing is the being. And he says, "No, not yours." She tries to scream, but he grabs her throat. We get a better look at Strife now. I don't know what the fuck Strife is. Well, let's look it up. Maybe it's. Let's look it up. Maybe I can fucking find it. Okay, fuck it. I'm not even gonna try. Fuck it. To be honest, I don't care that much. So yeah, let's just continue. Oh shit. He's big, muscled, metal bands around his arms, a black cape rippling in the wind from below, helmet, or is that his head of burnished silver? As we see him head to toe, we see what Ginny sees just then. Jeff's body hunched over, head lying a few feet away. Ginny gasped out, "I'm a reporter. People know where I am. They'll be looking for me." And Strife says, "Let them." He pushes her away and she falls into the hole, screaming as whatever's passing underneath rips her unseen to bits. Damn. For a moment, Strife stands alone. He looks up at the mural, ignoring the grinding and screams. External tent night near the runway is a cluster of tents, our base camp. Steve and Ben wait outside one tent. Griffin approaches. Griffin says, "She gonna make it?" Steve shrugs. Ben says, Sully kicked us out. Lot of blood." Griffin says, Where on the green earth did you find her, boss?" No answer. I can't believe Koshnak, who the hell shoots an unarmed, tasty-looking girl. A tasty-looking girl. And I love how they like with Goshnak, they're like, "Oh, how could he do such a thing? That's just so mean. Like he fucking shot her point blank in the chest. Shouldn't y'all be a little more like, outraged at this shit? Kind of like getting the fuck out of there. I mean, fuck." Anyway, Ben says, "The same man who steals medicine from dying children." Like, damn. Like I said, he's just a mustache twirling motherfucker. Just twirling his mustache. The flap opens and Sully steps out. By the sets of her jaw, we know she's not happy. Steve stands. Sully says, "There's nothing more I can do." There's not. I always forget how to do Irish accents really quickly. Yeah. "There's nothing more I can do." And Steve says, What do you mean there's?" Diana strides out of the tent, passing them all without comment. Sully gestures, "That's what I mean." Oh shit. That's what I mean. And then Steve follows Diana as she heads briskly for the plane. Steve, continuing, "What are you doing up?" Diana says, I was unconscious how long?" And Steve says, "About 6 hours. You shouldn't be." And Diana says, 6 hours? God, I'm getting off track because I'm really fucking hungry and there's no fucking food in the house. Fuck! Yeah, so I'm like drifting in and out. Like I just can't keep up with this shit. Oh, okay. Diana says 6 hours. Goddess. And then Steve says, "Hey, stop." She does, and he looks at her shoulder. There's a small scar there. By daybreak, there won't be. Excuse me. Steve, continuing, You're healed. Fuck, I have hiccups again. Hold on, I'll be right back. Righty. I'm back, bitch. Oh, God. Okay. Let's go where we left off at. Shit! Okay. Right there. All right, let's pick up where we left off at. Okay. Steve, continuing, you're healed. And Diana says, yeah, after hours. It's degrading to be felled by a tiny piece of metal. Quietly, I didn't know something could hurt that much. And Steve says, not unkindly. Oh, really? Not unkindly? I mean, why be inconsistent? Why not? He can be unkind. Why the fuck not? He's been so unkind so far. Anyway, not unkindly. He says, welcome to the world. Okay. You sure that wasn't unkindly? Whatever. She starts walking again. Diana says, I have to get started. And Steve says, doing what? And Diana says, the supplies. Are they still on the plane? And Steve says, they took them up to camp. It's in the hills, about 2 miles up. What do you think you're going to do? And Diana says, get them back. Almost reaches the plane. A guard steps out with his rifle pointed forward. This guard says, no one goes near the... Without breaking stride, Diana grabs the barrel of the rifle and swings the guard behind her, keeping hold of the rifle as he goes flying 20 feet and lands with a thud. Okay, why the fuck couldn't she do that before? See, now she's injured. She was injured before. Why the fuck could she beat I already forgot his goddamn name. Why couldn't she beat his ass when she beat the other guy's ass when she got shot? She waits until now to do something. What the fuck? Anyway, she examines the rifle as she ducks under the front of the plane. Steve still trailing. Steve says, so what? You're going to go up there and kill all those guys? And Diana says, I will kill a warrior on a battlefield. Nobody, turning over the rifle, who hides behind one of these is a warrior. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Anyway, she tosses it aside and hops up into the plane. Steve is following her when he sees... going back to that not a warrior line for a second, because it's bugging me. Yeah, no one who hides behind these is a warrior. She's just fucking pissed because she got punked by a pistol. That's all. That's what the fuck that is. You're just mad because you got fucking shot the first minute you set foot on the first minute you set foot in modern times. It's easy to talk shit now that you're fully recuperated. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, okay, where did I leave off at? She tosses it aside and hops up into the plane. Steve is following her when he sees she's disrobing in the dark with her back to us, so he hovers just outside. Steve says, yeah, they're called soldiers, and there's about 30 of them, and they all got hundreds of little pieces of metal that hurt a lot, and grenades and a whole combo platter of things you've never even heard of. So let's go to plan B, in which you don't get yourself and the rest of us killed. Like, he's been a dick this whole time. There are no redeeming qualities about Steve whatsoever. He is not... he's not a nice person. He's a fucking dick weasel. Just for the sake of being an asshair. It's like Joss Whedon thinks we can't possibly feel sorry for Diana naturally. You gotta have her male counterpart being a total fucking smegma stain to like basically dehumanize her and beat her the fuck down before we can feel sorry for her. Like, aren't they supposed to like end up together later? How the fuck is this gonna work? He's a total douchebag. But whatever. Moving on. Diana says from within, "You won't be fighting." And then Steve says, "That's not the point. You're gonna start a freaking fire if not, Diana. These people are not. Diana, they shot you for, oh my god. Diana, they shot you for talking." She steps into the doorway as he moves back. He's at ground level looking up at her. She's in the outfit. Diana says, I have no plans to talk. External hillside. Now, I mean, seeing how easy it was to take her down with one fucking bullet, like how much that's another fucking thing. How am I supposed to take her grandstanding and all her like acting like she's a badass? How am I supposed to take that seriously when she got fucking shot as soon as she got there? It had to be and was knocked out cold for 6 hours. How am I supposed to give a flying fuck about this? Like, oh, she's all badass now. Like I would get it if in the scene the scene from the movie. If she had gone up against all that shit, all that firepower, and like she held her own for a long time, but then got blasted to fucking hell, like then she had to fucking recuperate after 6 hours, and then decided to come back and like, you know what? It's fucking on. I'm doing it. I'm gonna waste all these motherfuckers. Then it would have been cool. Then it would have been cool, but she got fucking blasted on as soon as she got there. Shot as soon as she stepped on land. Are you joking? I'm supposed to be like, oh, she's a badass now. Like, no. This script is so fucking stupid. It's so bad. Anyway, exterior hillside night. The treetops pass below us as we sweep up the hill to see the camp nestled in a flat clearing. A big tent for the men, a makeshift metal shack for Koshnak, a couple of jeeps with machine gun mounts, and a transport truck. Everyone is asleep with about 6 guys standing guard in the camp itself. Angle the edge of the camp. Diana peers out from the woods. Ugh. The truck is sloped down toward the wood. Beyond the tent, to the left is Goshnak's shack. The jeeps are here, and only 4 of the 6 guards, 3 by the truck, 1 in front of the shack. She looks around the ground, picks up 2 stones that fit nicely in her palm. She tosses one high. The 3 guards by the truck hear a rustling as the stone lands in the brush beyond them. They move towards it. The guard watches them, nails him in the head, and he ragdolls to the ground soundlessly. Angle the truck as Diana leaps into the midst of the men. The truck is between us and them, but the camera inches under, watching feet going as Diana spins and kicks, and 1 soldier hits the ground as the camera creeps under the undercarriage, and another hits the truck, makes it shake, inches above our heads as we finally see the third come down with a boot on his throat, and the camera clears the undercarriage to look up at Diana standing over her combatants. Extreme low angle, every inch a hero. She looks over at the truck, the hill beyond, at the tent, interior tent, hillside a bit later. We see some 20 soldiers. We see some 20 soldiers inside, sleeping in cots in two rows. One nearest the flap hears a noise, opens it to see the back of the truck. Nothing out of the ordinary. She grips the back of the cab, plants her shit. She grips the back of the cab, plants her feet wide, and heaves. The truck rolling easily past her. The soldier is thrown as chains attached from the truck to the tent go taut right between his legs. Oh god, no, they're not doing that, are we? Are they coming up and nailing him just before the tent is pulled into him? The truck rolls downhill, picking up speed, and the entire tent is coming with it, falling in on itself but still sliding along. Interior tent continuing, the men being thrown and battered, trying to get up or out, suddenly tipping. Exterior hillside continuing as the tent is pulled down the hill violently by the barreling truck. Diana breaks for the shack, and the Jeep with the remaining two soldiers lights her up with its high beams, and it roars at her. Inside, one drives with the other scrambles back from the machine gun. Diana runs at it onto the hood and body slams the guy back. Body slams the guy in back right off, instantly turning and getting her shoulder under the gun while gripping the barrel. A moment's strain, and it rips out of its moorings, and she sledgehammers it onto the driver, crushing the windshield and most of his seat as he jellyfishes to the floor to avoid being crunched. The Jeep rolls away as she flips it off. Or she flips off it. Oh my god. Right in front of the shack, but facing the hill where a few men are scrambling back up. Angle Koshnik's gun. It's in his hand as the shack door flies open, sighted like a first-person shooter at Diana's back. Oh god, 20 feet away, the finger squeezes, and everything slows down. The noise of the bullet in the chamber alone and vibratingly loud. Diana also slowed down as she hears the now inedible. You mean inaudible? It's not Wait, hold on. Let me look it up. I might be wrong. I could be totally fucking stupid, but I'm sure he probably meant inaudible, not inedible. No, indelible. What the fuck? Okay. This is what indelible means. Like from what I'm seeing on from Google Dictionary or whatever. Making marks that cannot be removed, not able to be forgotten or removed. Okay, let's read this shit again. Also slowed down as she hears the now indelible sound and momentary panic crosses her face. She starts to turn. Gun fires. Okay, wait, yeah. Okay, I guess that was right the whole time. Fuck. Shit. Okay, that was my bad. Okay, the indelible scent in momentary panic crosses her face. She starts to turn. The gun fires, and we speed back up as she completes the turn with her fist up, the bullet sparking off her bracelet. Okay. We hold on her look, slow burn anger with the sparkling intensity of real fear, half hidden by the famous bracelet. Like I get it that like that heroes can be afraid and shit, but it just seems kind of. I guess I get that heroes can be afraid and shit, but like she okay. Are they? Is that gonna be a running theme through this shit? Is she gonna be afraid of guns throughout the entire movie? I hope. Well, through the entire script, I hope that's not what they're going for. Please don't do that. Please don't fucking do that. Because I don't want to have to like. Oh my god. I don't want to have to keep comparing the movie to this, but it seems like I got to because I remember that one scene where she went out straight into the crossfire, like, didn't give a fuck. All she had to do was hold up her shield to like block out all those fucking bullets. Like, and I'm sure some of those were like bullets. And you got this chick like, where she's afraid of getting shot. You got this Wonder Woman in this script, and she's afraid of getting shot. Like she's, oh, I don't know. It's just aggravating. This whole thing is aggravating. Anyway, whatever. A moment, Goshnek shoots. Goshnek shoots again, and she moves her arm only slightly. She walks towards him, confidence building as he repeatedly shoots, and she uses either arm, not just blocking the bullets, but whacking them away almost dismissively. Finally, reaching him and grabbing the gun hand, wrenching the gun to the ground as she grabs his throat. So she just now figured out how to use those fucking bracelets. Like in the movie, Diana knew how to use that shit immediately. So I don't. Oh no! I had to learn that. I learned that metal can block bullets. Oh, whatever. Diana says, "Stop shooting me." Oh, really? Really? This cliche bullshit. Oh, anyway, the gun hits the ground and Diana brings her heel on it with enough force to break it. Diana continuing, "This land is not safe for you. The people here are under my protection. And if you even approach them, your death will be appalling. Remember that when you awake." Like, yeah, you're threatening him, but like I said a couple of scenes ago, you were face down on the fucking ground, near death, bitch. I just can't take this seriously. I can't. After that shit, how can I take this seriously? She's not threatening anymore. She wasn't really before because Joss Whedon didn't know what the fuck to do with her. But then she got shot in the fucking chest, and it just made everything worse. Oh, woo. Anyway, she headbutts him. She headbutts him, her tiara ringing off his forehead like a blunted bell. She drops him to the ground. She turns to look at the few stragglers coming up the hill. They have nothing but submission in their eyes. Oh, I bet they do. External refugee camp night. We find our group amongst refugees. Sully is treating the sick in a half burnt out building. Food has been distributed, and people are sitting in little clusters eating. Diana walks among them, taking in the urgency. Their urgency. Angle, an old woman, glares at Diana mistrustfully. Old woman, who are you? Diana isn't sure how to respond. The woman scuttles back into the shadows. Diana looks around to see. Angle, a little boy, is digging food out of a can with his fingers. A middle-aged man, maybe his father, looks through some empty cans. He sees the boy and yanks the food from him, starts greedily gulping it himself. Oh, God. I can see where this is going. A mile of fucking way. Steve appearing. Yeah, starvation doesn't seem to make people nicer. It's weird. Totally weird, bruh. Totally weird, dude. Diana says, how could the gods allow this? And Steve says, your gods are dead, Anna. Like, really, bitch? World hasn't been theirs for a long, long while. She looks at him, almost says something conciliatory, but just turns away. He walks off as Ben approaches. Ben says, don't mind Steve. He doesn't like people very much. Yeah, whatever. Diana says, he spends his life trying to help them. And then Ben says, well, he's not very bright. And then she smiles, falls into step with him through the camp. Ben says, continuing, Steve was Air Force. Flew some combat missions, even got downed once. Spent 5 days fighting his way back to the border. Diana says, a soldier. I wouldn't have thought. What? Why wouldn't you have fucking thought that? I mean, yeah, she only knew about the refugee thing. He had to bring some shit. Well, that's right. Well, yeah, Joss Whedon loves. Yeah, in this script, he loves to withhold information, and I guess that's supposed to like when we finally get the information, we're supposed to be like, oh yeah, he's a soldier. Ha, ha, ha. But yeah, in the beginning of the story, he didn't really. He acted like a petulant. I mean, he still does. He acts like a petulant fucking douchebag, and we're at least supposed to get some fucking hints that he's a competent fucking person, but we don't. It's bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. Oh, anyway, back to this horseshit. And Ben says he doesn't talk about it much, but it gave him a healthy distrust of anyone with too much power. Decided to drop something more productive than bombs. He knew Sully from way back. They schemed this up together. And Diana says, Steve and Sully are mates? Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Ben says, mates? And Diana says, oh God, fuck. Diana says, do they mate? Or Ben smiles and says, Sully would never put up with him. I don't believe Steve's seeing anyone right now. Like I said before, they're just. It looks like Joss is just so dedicated to making her look stupid. Like compared to the scene when they're on the boat on the way to the modern land, and they're talking about how like sex and shit and reproduction. Yeah, you compare that to this, and she just looks like, compared to the original movie, she looks like this a fucking retard. Like, okay, Ben smile. Okay, I read that. Diana says awkwardly, "Oh, that's of no import to me. I don't care about that." Yeah, right. Okay. Uh, and Ben says, stopping. And what do you care about? Steve told us not to ask you where you've come from. But may I ask you where you're going? Do you have a plan? And Diana says, to help. And Ben says, well, you're not off to a pretty good, well, you're off to a pretty good start. And then Diana says, I need to know more. I need to see everything. Yeah, remember in the original movie, remember in the movie, the 2017 movie, like the movie that just came out, fuck, where like she had a purpose to go to the modern land. Where she had a purpose to go to modern times. And she was gonna fight air. Like, yeah, it was silly. It was silly like the whole time, but she still had a purpose to go to modern times. She was gonna go and fuck shit up. She was gonna do it for her people and whatever. And in here, it just seems like some fucking Disney shit. Like, I have to go to discover myself, discover my purpose, and blah, 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 blah. Like, she has no fucking purpose here. Like, none. Absolutely fucking none. She's just here to, like, look at shit. She's just in modern times to look around and just. Oh, God. No, no, no. I hate this. I fucking hate it. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, where were we? Where was I at? Um, then you should probably stick with us. And then Diana says, where are you going? And then Ben says, back home when we're finished here. Back to Gateway. And Diana says, what's Gateway? And exterior Spearhead Day. Pushing in on the gleaming tower, the name Spearhead emblazoned just below the top, which widens and then comes to a point. Spear-like. Callous voiceover. The greatest city in the world, the symbol of American ingenuity, prosperity, and cultural diversity. Interior, Callus's office, continuing. Looking out on the window at the panorama of the city is Spearhead CEO Arabella Callus, very blonde, very patrician, unflappable and icy smooth, as lovely as she is untouchable. Callus says, literally our gateway to the world. She turns back and we see a meeting breaking up, a few executives and city councilmen. It's easy to tell the difference. Packing up their briefcases. Callus, continuing, I still believe all that. Some councilman asshole says nicely. From up here, so do I. It's down on the street where it gets a little more confusing. And Callus, I might as well just skip this shit. Oh, yeah, we deal in military technology. We know a little something about gray areas. Polite laughter. Councilman says, Spearhead is one of the city's biggest investors. We're not taking that lightly. We'll do our best to make these zoning issues work. And Callus says, no one's looking for shortcuts. Let's get it right. Shaking his hand. City's not going anywhere, but Callus exits. As soon as the doors are shut, she moves to a painting behind her desk, puts it in her hand. Puts her hand on it. Fuck. It glows briefly, and a tapestry behind her desk lifts, a giant steel door sliding down behind it. Interior Spearhead War Room continuing. A cross between a Wall Street trading bullpen and Houston ground control. This is where Spearhead monitors the world. There are screens with maps and satellite feeds, dozens of employees with headsets tracking troop movements, high level government communications, even weather patterns. These employees don't wear suits, they wear black. Blizzard. Callus strides through the room as various employees, OPs, come to her. OP1. talks between Caitlin, was it Caitlin? Calty F? What the fuck is that? Whatever. And the Bundu have broken down. We're hearing that the generals nearly drew on each other in the room. Making sure the interpreter, make sure the interpreter gets his bonus, and keep our reps on point. I don't want a bullet fired that wasn't brought from us. That wasn't bought from us. Sorry. He goes. A woman approaches. Callus never stops moving. Weather patterns. This is some really boring fucking shit. Like in a comic book movie, this is some really boring ass shit. Callus says the White House is tracking this too, so run a scenario in case there's a swift and efficient government response. Off her look. Just kidding. Prep our insurance teams and make sure the news. OP2 says the news is written. It turns into a light drizzle. The TV will make it feel like the last days of Pompeii. A third puts a piece of paper in her hand. She scans it. Callus says, "What's this?" OP says, "Honestly, I don't know. Doesn't seem possible." Callus says, "I didn't pay for anything." Oh, you know what? I think I might just skip this part and just go straight back to the other shit. Or wait, no, we're already at the Strife shit. I think I might go. I think I might read this. She exits into a dark room at the opposite end of where she entered. Paper still in her hand. Interior. Prayer chamber continuing. She goes down a few steps into a very different space lit by torches with a grotesque statue of Ares, god of war, suspended from the ceiling like the whale of the Museum of Natural History. Beneath the statue is a pedestal with a bowl of fire. Callus goes to it, bowing her head and whispering reverentially. As she does, Strife materializes behind her. His power of teleportation involves the stone floor sort of bulging and forming a mist crackling energy, as though he's pushing his way through the earth. Stone becomes cape, and in just a second, he is behind Callus, a great deal bigger than life. Strife says, "You should be on your knees, ho." Oh boy. Oh, yeah. Pop out that arm. Your knees. And Callus says, "Your uncle is not impressed by supplication, Strife. What about the reporter?" Strife says, "She's dispatched." Callus says, "You were discreet, I can assume." He glares at her. She turns to face him. Callus continuing, "It matters, Strife. It matters, Strife. The eyes of the world cannot be on Gateway. Not right now. The world is one." Strife says, along with her, "One in silence, I know. There was a time when the god of war made war." Callus says, "You want war? You need armies. You need an acceptable level of poverty and ignorance." Looking up at the statue, despair, rage, oh my god, religious fervor. And above all, fear. Turning to him. "Come on, Strife. You like fear." Oh my god. It reminds me like, "Come on, Strife. You like Pizza Hut, right?" Strife says, fear should be earned, not manufactured." She heads down a hall opposite the war room. He falls into step with her as she hands him the paper she was given. Callus says, "This should put a blood curdling smile on your face. Remember that feeling you had when someone was coming?" He looks at the paper as she continues. Callus continues, says, "Albanian coast. Some woman took Some woman took out an entire rebel brigade in just under 5 minutes, Strife says, reading. She left no one dead? Gallus says, 0 casualties, kind of unsportsmanlike, don't you think? Strife says, where is she now? Strife says, where is she now? Well, see, yeah, I can't do the deep voice anymore because I'm losing my voice for some fucking reason. That's what the script does to people. It fucks up your whole, it fucks up your health. It fucks up your entire body because that's how terrible it is. I'm losing my fucking voice over this shit. Anyway. Where's she now? You'll know when we do. You'll know when we do. We don't need any unknowns. If today's test goes well, Strife says, it will. The Chimera has hungered for this for a long time. They step into interior, the silo, continuing a large space. We can tell by the echo in their voices, metal, roundish, but the technology has an ancient organic edge to it. They stand on a walkway, looking at something. Callow says, the Chimera's a machine. It doesn't hunger. Strife says, you profess to worship and you deny my master's magics? Your technologies will only take you so far, Miss Callus. Callus says, the age of monsters is over. Strife says, it is. It really is. Wait, is it? No, wait. Oh my god. No, Strife says, is it? Is it really? As he says it, the camera pulls back to reveal the head of the Chimera. We see little more than a metal shape, the top of which resembles a cross between a lion's head and a massive rock drill. Okay, clearly filling the entire silo. The thing writhes and spews fire. Maintenance machines arm out from the wall or crawl over it, insect-like. We catch just this glimpse, and we see Steve's plane as it flies directly over Spearhead Tower, heading for the airstrip upside down. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop here because I'm fucking starving and I'm falling in and out of give a fuck for this because I'm hungry and I'm lightheaded and there's no fucking food in the house and I don't really care to keep going with this until I get something in my stomach, which won't be for I don't know a while. I don't know. So I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna continue this later. I'm gonna do another live stream of this probably tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this cancer. Oh my god, this is good. Oh my god, I just need to vent about this entire fucking thing. It's really bad. So see you guys tomorrow or later, whatever. Because I can't do this anymore. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. You guys are great. For the people watching, you guys are great. Bye.